In today's episode, I'm talking about the bestseller from the Pasha De Cartier line, which has been repackaged as a limited edition and was released in 2019. This is called Pasha De Cartier Edition Noire Ultimate. And to find out what this one's all about, stay tuned to Mags Frags. Yes, hello again everybody and welcome to another episode of Mags Frags. I'm Paul and this is day 95 of my Fragrance 365 project, where I give my thoughts on a different fragrance every day for a whole year. So today's scent of the day is Pasha De Cartier Edition Noire Ultimate, which is a facelifted version of the Edition Noire flanker from 2013. It's a woody aromatic fragrance which is a reinterpretation of the original and legendary Pasha De Cartier from 1992, which is in that classic barbershop fougere category. This is a modernised version with the inclusion of iris, violet, cedar and amber, replacing the notes of lavender, oak moss, patchouli and star anise found in the original. Since the launch of the original in 1992, we've seen several versions of the first fragrance, including the Prestige from 1992, the Menthol version from 2010, the Edition Noire from 2013, and also the Edition Noire Sport from 2015. And also last year we saw the brand new Parfum release, which I'll also be featuring very soon in the 365 project. Yes, so into the presentation, and the fragrance arrives in this quality dark red gift bag with gold branding on the front, which really sets the tone and it just looks really nice and expensive straight away. Inside we've got the box, which also looks super classy in the same dark red colourway and features the name of the fragrance within this gold metallic square on the front with a decorative border. The top is black and contains more Cartier branding, and at the bottom we have the barcode and the batch code. And for those who are interested, the batch code on this one is 81AA, or it could be 8IAA, but I can't tell because it's just a single line. Inside the box, we've got the bottle, and it's a stylish and familiar Pasha De Cartier style bottle design, which is inspired by Cartier jewellery, and it comes with a cap that's shaped like the crown of a Cartier watch, and it features the iconic cabochon stone at the top. There's also reference to the brand's iconic gold Trinity ring, which runs around the edge of the cap there, but it's actually connected to the atomizer. And then we've got the gadroon detailing around the edge of the bottle and also around the edge of the atomizer. The spray quality on this one is really good, and it delivers a nice, smooth and even distribution. It's predominantly a gloss black bottle, but I really like this kind of little window that allows you to see the level of the juice, and this contains the name of the fragrance printed in black. I personally think it's the best and the most expensive looking bottle in the line, but what do you think? Let me know down in the comments section what you think of this one, but I personally think it's a winner. Yeah, the top notes in this are mint, citruses, pepper and watery notes. In the heart we've got heliotrope, violet, iris and green notes, and in the base there's cedar, amber and cloves. So this opens up with nice bright tart citrus notes, and this is accompanied by peppery aquatic notes and also a decent amount of woodiness right off the bat. There's also a touch of mint, but it's dialed right back from what you get in the original, and straight away you can tell that this smells more modern and current. You get plenty of synthetic aroma chemicals for the first minute or two, which never smell too great. But as soon as it settles down, you can kind of start to pick up on the fresh citrus, as well as the amber and the cedar, which don't waste any time coming through, and they kind of let you know that this is going to be a deeper and darker version of the original. But don't be fooled from the noir in the name. This is far from a dark fragrance. It is, however, it's a masculine scent that smells clean and classy. It's very mass appealing, it's safe, and yes, it is fairly generic, and it's not going to excite any collector, enthusiast or reviewer. However, anyone who samples this in store on a tester strip is going to think that it smells really nice if you're looking for just a good all-round fragrance. I can't isolate any of the floral notes in the heart of the composition, and normally I can easily pick out the violet and especially the iris in other scents, but in this one I think they're kind of just there lurking in the background, just faintly giving like a faint supporting role. But for me it's the amber and the cedar that dominate the dry down, and it's a semi-earthy, semi-green and semi-sweet fragrance without kind of doing anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, right now in the UK, if I looked outside my window, it'd look like a hot summer's day. The sun's shining very brightly and the sky's blue. However, as soon as I open my door, I'm met by a huge blast of freezing cold air, which certainly reminds me that it's still winter. And that's kind of what I get from this fragrance. You get the aquatic summery freshness and the powdery florals from the opening into the heart of the fragrance, but you also get a deep woodiness that certainly tells you that this isn't just a one-trick pony for this summertime, and that it's equally compatible with the colder temperatures. This is a very versatile scent that could be worn 90% of the year without any problem. But the only downside for me is that it doesn't feel special enough to wear when you're dressed up for a formal occasion or an event. This is for me like a more safe dumb-reach daily driver or a great work scent that just isn't going to offend anyone. And it'll also get you a fair amount of compliments along the way. The performance on this is kind of par for the course, and it's what I've come to expect from these fresh woody fragrances. You get a decent projection for the first hour or so, and then it becomes more of a skin scent, but I'd say it does stay around for a good 6 to 7 hours of longevity before I stop detecting it. Fragrances like this in the 1980s would have lasted all day and projected like monsters, but since the introduction of the fairly recent IFRA fragrance regulations, these new modern designer releases are always going to seem a little bit on the weaker side compared to your old classic retro scents. But I suppose it's just something that we're all going to have to get used to, I'm afraid. The original Pasha De Cartier is fast becoming an all-time classic, but it's one that now I feel like smells a little bit dated and something that you'd kind of expect to smell on your wealthy grandad. This, however, is a modernised version, but it does fall right in the middle of that generic modern-day fresh, woody, aromatic fragrance scent profile. It smells really good, and I can't see how anyone could find anything to dislike about it. If this fragrance was a car, I would probably say it's something like a Volkswagen Golf with a small petrol engine. It looks great, it's reliable, safe, and there's nothing to dislike about it, and it'll just generally get the job done. But if you're a petrol head comparing it to a Lamborghini, you're going to be pretty disappointed. So what you need to kind of ask yourself is whether the Golf is good enough to do what you need it to do. And if the answer is yes, then I think you'll be more than satisfied with this one. This for me is your bridge from your classic barbershop fougere fragrances to your ultra-modern blue designer scents, and it sits somewhere right in the middle. You do still get a little bit of that green herbal quality in here, but you also get a bit of that Ambroxan type modern accord that's in so many new fragrances these days. It's a great all-rounder, but it's nothing new or exciting, so for that reason it gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Yeah, so once again, that's about it for today's Scent of the Day. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about a cheapie but a goodie, so make sure you tune in tomorrow to see which one I'm talking about. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It's also great to hear your opinions, your thoughts and your critiques on all of these fragrances that feature in the 365 project, so don't forget to keep your comments coming down in the comments section. So, as always, thank you once again for tuning in. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'm just going to shoot these dogs with a catapult that's been barking through all of my video today. So, until tomorrow, bye-bye for now.